Hello, this is Katie Malinowski, Executive Director of the New York State Tug Hill Commission. I'm delivering my year in review PowerPoint to you via a video this year as our annual meeting was canceled due to COVID. You'll see on the front cover slide an image of a commission board meeting being held by Zoom earlier in the year. That became a familiar sight for many of us throughout 2020. On the right-hand side is an image of the cover of our new regional map brochure, which we finished during the pandemic. We have published that electronically on our website and hope to have print copies for everyone for distribution at municipal board meetings in 2021. Back in January, we were working as normal. We were very excited to publish a big revision of the Tug Hill Recreation Guide along with several partners. That is available in print and online. It was just in time for the winter season and snow-related recreation. We held an in-person commission meeting in the town of Amboy in Oswego County. You can see a photo of the commissioners and myself there. We were working with many partners as well on solar issues, coming up with an issue paper to kind of encapsulate all the conversations that we had and resources that we would like to have available to communities that are dealing with an increased number of solar project proposals. We also have been providing technical assistance throughout 2020 to several municipalities that are wanting to work on solar regulations and make sure there's zoning laws that address solar. In January, our local government conference registration was underway. We were looking forward to seeing many of you at the Jefferson Community College campus in Watertown in March. We were saddened by news of a huge block fire in the village of Boonville on Main Street. We were also working with several communities on complete streets policies to make their communities more pedestrian and bike friendly. And we were experiencing a big change here at the commission with the retirement of the Director of Planning, Phil Street, after a 41-year career at the commission. In February, we did our typical annual COG leaders meeting in Redfield. You can see us sitting around a table there. We annually meet with the Council of Government Leaders to let them know what's going on at the commission and to hear what's going on in the councils and to talk about projects we might want to work on in the upcoming year. I also was in Albany for Fort Drum Day. You'll see a photo there of soldiers and state legislators. It's a great day, partially sponsored by Senator Ritchie, for Albany folks to understand Fort Drum and Fort Drum to understand Albany a little bit better and make some connections, as Fort Drum is a very important part of the North Country. Closer to home, the River Area Council of Governments was holding a lot of meetings about an LED project, and you'll see a picture of that, one of those meetings at the bottom of the screen. That was a continuing effort throughout the year as several municipalities were taking on a potential streetlight replacement project. And I was also in Albany meeting on the perennial minimum maintenance roads issue and hoping to make progress on that legislation in 2020. In March, things started to change. We became aware of the virus, the concern that was sweeping the state and the country about health issues. So we canceled our local government conference. It was a very difficult decision. And about mid-month, staff went home and started working remotely, as did many people across the state. We quickly started putting together a frequently asked questions document for our towns and villages. We were fielding many questions related to municipal operations and COVID, and we would keep up modifications to that FAQ all year long. And good news, Tug Hill, as usual, was recognized for its snow. We were highlighted in USA Today, and that's a photo on the bottom of our Commissioner Leona Cherasnovsky, highlighted in that article. And also 2020 census efforts were ramping up in the region, in the state, and in the country. In April, we got very familiar with Zoom and other forms of remote meetings. We started offering that capability to our communities and started hosting several of their municipal town, village, planning board meetings to help them stay safe in the new COVID world we found ourselves living in. Statewide, the Accelerated Renewables Act was signed into law, which has been going through a regulatory process the rest of the year. We expect final regs on how large solar and wind projects will be sited here shortly. We continued our COVID response with our FAQ document, and we started holding online webinars. By the end of the year, we would have done 22 webinars, which hopefully most of you have seen one of those. They're all available on our YouTube channel, which is now very well populated with a variety of topics. And behind the scenes, Tug Hill Commission staff, as many state agency staff, were asked to assist the Department of Labor in processing unemployment insurance claims. As everyone saw, the unemployment rate skyrocketed, the system was overwhelmed, and there was a lot of effort to try to process those. In May, we did finally do our digital publication of our regional map and brochure. There's the map portion of that on the left-hand side of the screen. We also continued throughout the year to complete and update a number of issue and technical papers. You'll see the list on the screen: ambulance service, Black River Initiative 10-year report, solar issue paper I already mentioned, land ownership and protected lands in the Tug Hill region, documents, policies, and records to have on file at the clerk's office, ZBA guide for towns and villages, and Zoom for public meetings. Also in May, there started to become a regional reopening approach across the state in phases. June and July, we started to really focus on broadband issues that had come to light much because of the pandemic and everyone trying to work in school and do medical appointments from home. It really highlighted the holes in broadband in the region. You'll see a map there of the partners in the area that we've been working with. We had good news on the Lorraine Worth Court bill. It passed the Assembly and Senate in June. We also heard about the Deer River Wind Farm. They got their certificate of completion, and they have since been working to get that wind farm in Lewis County constructed. There was also good news down on Oneida Lake. The Cleveland Dock large construction project was completed by the Department of Environmental Conservation. You'll see a photo of that completed project at the top of the screen there. That's a huge asset for that community and is going to serve recreationists of all kinds on Oneida Lake for many years to come. In August, we worked with a variety of partners at Fort Drum and did some review of a training siting process that they are undertaking to do some off-post training across a 9-county area in the North Country. The new recreation guide website was highlighted, and you can see a nice image of that with Salmon River Falls. We actually met in person, commissioners and staff. We did a COVID safe retreat in Boonville. You'll see us appropriately spaced out and masked there. It was nice to see people in person after many months of screen time. We found out that Tug Hill Commission would be represented on the Land Use and Local Government Advisory Panel of the Climate Action Council, which is another huge state effort looking at how to reduce carbon emissions across the state to achieve some climate goals. In September, we kicked off a new webinar series called the Constable Chronicles, which proved to be very popular for the rest of the year. It was a lot of fun to work with the Constable family and to document the history that they encompass for the whole region. In the Northern Oneida County Council of Governments, a GPS effort kicked off to provide mapping services to member communities for their various infrastructure, and you can see a map there at the bottom left of the screen. The Tug Hill Tomorrow Land Trust released a report on a new unique Tug Hill brook trout strain that was identified with partners on Tug Hill. A couple of salt storage facilities were completed in the region. You see a picture of one of those at the top left. Those were multi-year large efforts by several communities with grant funding to put their salt storage under cover for water quality improvement purposes. As well, the Pinckney Special Areas Map locally was approved, and I misspoke. That's the Pinckney Special Areas Map, not the NOCOG map. In October, we started really showing off our YouTube channel, and there's an image of that there with the wide variety of webinars we've been able to offer over the year, and I would encourage any of you to check that out. The Black River Watershed Conference was a 10-year anniversary conference. I had to go virtual, but it went very well. We had many participants, and you can find all those webinars also on the YouTube channel. And on this slide, I also wanted to summarize the planning work we have done throughout the course of the year. We've worked on 6 comprehensive plans: Amboy, Constantia, Floyd, Lowville, Vienna, and Parrish. Spent some significant amount of time with Sylvan Beach on their local waterfront revitalization plan, and helped with 6 zoning projects: Forestport, both the town and village of Parrish, Watertown, West Huron, and Vienna. And there's my map of the NOCOG GPS project with the fire hydrant picture and the dots representing different assets that have been collected. In November, we finished our Constable Chronicles webinar series. We had very good news that the Lorraine Worth Court legislation was signed by the governor, so that their situation is taken care of. County-wide broadband surveys began, Lewis County being first, and followed quickly by several other counties. And unfortunately, we had to cancel our commission annual meeting. The picture at the bottom left is from the 2019 annual meeting at the Tug Hill Vineyards with the Coe and Ostrom families pictured there, and we are hoping to have one in 2021. In December, we elected new officers for the 2021-22 year, and those remain the same actually as the previous officers: Jan as chair, Mike as vice chair, and Tom as secretary. We made the decision early on to cancel the 2021 local government conference and are offering a variety of webinars in place of that. And we received a long awaited for appellate court ruling again on a West Huron minimum maintenance roads case, which we are taking that information and working it into our 2021 minimum maintenance roads efforts. So looking ahead in 2021, we actually have already kicked off the year with a refreshed commission website, more mobile friendly and able to take into account all the extra material that we are generating these days. Minimum maintenance roads is still a huge priority for the commission and our councils of governments. We are continuing to position for improvements to broadband throughout the region, and we hope that to make some progress on that in 2021. We expect to continue to see renewable energy growth. We are already seeing that with solar new projects popping up quite regularly. We expect, at least for the first half of the year, to continue remote meetings and trainings, as you see with this YouTube video of our year in review. Hopefully things will get back to normal as we go through the year, and we will be able to do more things in person, which keeping my fingers crossed that our annual meeting in 2021 will be in person. We have a date, October 14th. We have a location, Tailwater Lodge. We just need everything else to cooperate with us. And we expect to unveil a new community recognition award at that annual meeting. Stay tuned for details. So please keep in touch with us. There's my email and phone number and the website, our Facebook and our YouTube, and you probably have the emails and phone numbers of all of our staff. If you don't, give me a call and I can connect you with who you need. And I hope you all have a safe and healthy 2021 and that we get to see you soon. Thank you.